Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we will be discussing the social impact of Sukuk. First, what is Sukuk? Sukuk is an Islamic financial certificate that comply with Sharia principles. Unlike conventional bonds, Sukuk is asset-based and does not involve riba or interest. Instead, investors earn returns through profit generated from underlying assets or project. In simple terms, Sukuk represent ownership in a real asset such as infrastructure, property, or investment project. Now, what is social impact Sukuk? Social impact Sukuk is a type of Sukuk that is specifically designed to fund projects that benefit society. These include areas such as education, healthcare, affordable housing. How does social Sukuk function? Sukuk works by raising funds from investors, which are then used to finance specific project or asset. The returns to investors are generated from the profits or income produced by this project. Rather than fixed interest payment, for example, fund collection through Sukuk may be used to build a hospital or develop renewable energy project. The income generated from this project will then be shared with investors. This makes Sukuk not only financially instrument but also a tool for promoting social and economic development.
Now, let's look at the Sharia structure of social impact Sukuk and how it supports social development. Just like regular Sukuk, social impact Sukuk must follow specific Sharia contracts. However, what makes it different is that these structures are applied specifically to projects that generate social outcomes, not just financial returns. For example, under a wakalah structure, investors appoint an agent to manage funds that are invested in socially beneficial projects like education programs or healthcare services. The returns are generated from these activities, while impact is measured through key performance indicators. The use of a special purpose vehicle (SPV) is also important. It ensures that funds are properly managed and tied directly to the social projects, maintaining transparency and accountability. Let us take a look at the comparison between social impact Sukuk with conventional bond, especially in terms of their impact on society. Both instruments can be used to raise funds for a project, including social projects. However, the way they operate and their underlying philosophy is very different. Firstly, in terms of purpose, conventional bonds mainly focus on financial returns. Even when used for social projects, the primary goal is still profit. In contrast, social impact Sukuk is designed with a dual objective, which is generating returns while also achieving measurable social outcomes. Secondly, regarding returns, bonds pay fixed interest, which is prohibited in Islam. Social impact Sukuk, on the other hand, provides returns based on actual project performance and sometimes even links return to social impact, like in the Malaysia Sukuk Prihatin. Another key difference is ethical screening. Social impact Sukuk must comply with Sharia principle, meaning investment must avoid harmful industries and promote social welfare. Conventional bonds do not necessarily have these restrictions.
Let's move on to real-life examples. In Malaysia, Malaysia Sukuk Prihatin is an example of a social impact Sukuk. It was issued by the government in 2020 to fund national economic recovery during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was structured on the Murabaha principle. Proceeds were channeled to the COVID-19 funds to finance micro loans, special education assistance, and public healthcare. It won a handful of awards, including Overall Deal of the Year 2020 and Most Innovative Deal of the Year 2020 by Islamic Finance News. Another notable and related example is Khazanah Ihsan Sukuk, which was launched in 2015 by Khazanah's National Berhad, and at that time it was the world's first ringgit-denominated SRI Sukuk. SRI is the framework. It is also classified under SIS. It used the pay-for-performance instrument where investors' returns are linked to KPIs of the schools. If the schools excel, investors can forfeit part of their returns as wakaf. This created positive impacts as proceeds were used to fund trust schools operated by Yayasan Amir, which is a non-profit foundation aimed at improving the quality education in Malaysian government schools.
Now, let's talk about the real impact of social impact sukuk on society. Unlike traditional financial instruments that mainly focus on profit, social impact sukuk is designed to create a meaningful change. The funds raised are usually directed towards projects that improve people's life, for example, in building hospitals, improving education access, providing affordable housing, or supporting environmental sustainability. So in simple terms, social impact sukuk doesn't just generate returns for investors, but it also delivers social value. It aligns financial goals with ethical and social responsibilities, which is very much in line with Islamic principles. However, like any financial instrument, social impact sukuk also has its pros and cons. On the positive side, it promotes ethical investment, enhances social welfare, and attracts investors who care about both profit and purpose. It also strengthens transparency, since projects must clearly show their social impact. On the other hand, there are also some challenges. Measuring social impact is not always easy, and there can be a lack of standardization in reporting. In addition, social impact sukuk often requires ongoing impact verification, which increases compliance and administrative costs. For example, sukuk ihsan needed independent assessment to evaluate education outcomes, which leads to higher expenses. Additionally, these projects may involve higher risk or longer time frames before returns are realized. Overall, social impact sukuk represents a powerful bridge between finance and social good, but it still requires careful management to ensure its effectiveness.
Next, moving on to how social impact sukuk connects with SDG 4, which is quality education. SDG 4 is to ensure children get fair and high quality education no matter what their background is. Unfortunately, in reality, there are millions of children who suffer from lack of education, specifically those in rural areas. That is why social impact sukuk matters. It is one of the component sustainable and responsible investment known as SRI. Instead of a government borrowing at interest, which is prohibited in Islam, they issue a social impact sukuk that benefits society through fund projects. Let us use the Khazanah Ihsan Sukuk in relation with SDG 4, which is quality education. This sukuk uses the pay for success model, which means that the fund will only continue to be provided if the schools actually improve. The unique feature of this sukuk is that it allows the investor to turn their investment into donations that is a form of charity for benefit of others. The pay for success framework is what guarantees SDG 4 is significant, as it ensures that the children have the opportunity and access to get quality education. This framework shows that investors desire to give up some profit to support education. Social impact sukuk is the tool that transforms investment into a better future for every child. This proves that finance can be both halal and beneficial.